Hi everyone, hope you all are doing great. Today we would be presenting about our group assignment. Before I start, let me introduce to you all my group members. First, there's Rushil, Lingesh, Santosh, Praveen and lastly me. Next, I'll pass it to Santosh for him to start his presentation.
Thank you, Vinod. Good evening, everybody. My name is Santosh, and today I'll be talking about the processor which I used in my group assignment, which is the Intel Core i9 Extreme. The Intel Core i9 Extreme has 18 cores and 36 threads. The base frequency of this processor is 3 GHz, and the max turbo frequency of this processor is 4.8 GHz. How does turbo boost works? It maximizes the performance of the CPU cores, providing it with extra voltage based on what we are doing. Example, when we are rendering high quality videos and playing CPU intensive games such as the PC Building Simulator game. The Intel Core i9 is also a very power efficient CPU compared to all the other CPUs in the market like AMD and more. It uses the least power, which is 165 watt. Thus, the Intel Core i9 is equipped with the fastest memory bandwidth in any consumer processor, which is the DDR4 memory. The processor doesn't overheat easily since it is equipped with the latest thermal design technique used by Intel. Thank you. Next, we'll be talking about the motherboard that we used in this group assignment project, which is the ROG Rampage VI Extreme and Core. This E80X sized motherboard, which is the ROG Rampage VI Extreme and Core, supports the latest 10th generation Intel Core CPUs. Thus, the motherboard also supports Turbo Boost 3.0, which is perfect for Intel Core i9 Extreme CPUs, which we used in our system. Thus, the ROG Rampage VI Extreme and Core supports NVIDIA 3-way SLI technology, which is perfect for gaming and simulated types of games. What NVIDIA SLI does is that it combines the power of two graphics cards so that it works as one GPU. Example, we'll be using the GeForce RTX 3090 Strix in our setup, which is perfect for gaming and CPU intensive tasks. Thank you. Next, we'll be talking about the RAM that we are going to use in our setup, which is the G-Skill Trident Z Royal RAM. The Trident Z has the fastest read speed in a RAM, which is 3600 MHz. Thus, this RAM supports Intel MXP 2.0, which is Intel Extreme Memory Profile. Moreover, this is a dual-channel memory RAM, which will be able to transfer data faster and open applications much faster, and will be able to boot Windows faster at the same time. Last but not least, the RAM uses the least amount of voltage, which is 1.2 volt, and for this setup we'll be using 4 pieces of 32 GB memory RAM, which will be able to add up to a grand amount of 128 GB of memory. Thank you.
Thank you Santosh, it was a great explanation. Next, I will be presenting about the Cooler Master MB520. The Masterbox MB520 focuses on aesthetics and showmanship with a fully transparent front panel. For rigs built with lightning as a concentration, the front panel offers a transparent view through the panel while having the aggressive intakes to ensure airflow. The aggressive ventilation on the dark mirror front panel cools the system, while the ventilation on the top panel offers additional thermal support. Thank you. Next, I will be talking about the Razer Basilisk mouse. The Razer Basilisk Ultimate is a great mouse for FPS games. It has one of the best sensor performance that we have tested. With a wide customization, CPI range, adjustable polling rate, and the ability to reprogram every button. There are 14 customization RGB zones throughout the mouse, and the feet are a nice upgrade over the regular Razer Basilisk mouse, allowing the mouse to glide easier on your desk. Last but not least, it can be used with any grip by any hand size, and people with smaller hands will likely only have issues with fingertip or claw grips. Thank you.
Thank you, Vino, for giving a great explanation about mouse. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lingesh. Today, I'm going to explain the components and hardware that we use for our desktop build. Let's start with SteelSeries Apex Pro RGB as a keyboard. The SteelSeries Apex Pro is a beautiful RGB keyboard with kind variable mechanical switch for customizable per key sensitivity. This keyboard has 8 times faster response, 5 times faster execution, and 2 times durability than other different keyboards. This keyboard with integrated OLED smart display with onboard storage is your integrated command center for on-the-fly info from your game, music, or Discord. This keyboard made by 5000 aircraft-grade aluminum frame. Next, let's take a look at ROG Switch PG259QN as a monitor. I also explain why we choose ROG Switch as a monitor. The Asus ROG Switch PG279Q gaming monitor is built for victory in the professional gaming arena. And there are some features like 24-inch FHD 1920 by 1080 fast IPS gaming monitor with 360Hz refresh rate designed for professional esport gamers. Acer's fast IPS technology enables a 1 ms response time (GTG) for sharp gaming visual with high frame rates. Now let's take a look ROG Strix 3090 as a graphic card for our desktop build. I also explain why we choose this graphic card for our desktop build. ROG Strix 3090 is the first gaming graphic card up to 24 GB of new blazing fast GDDR6X VRAM. This graphic card has HDMI 2.1 for 4K and 8K high refresh rate gaming. Memory maker Micron is introducing new GDDR6X memory on the GeForce RTX 3090. This memory is taken at the highest memory frequency in NVIDIA product stack 19.5 GbS, which works out to 940 GbS of memory bandwidth and took expensive HBM2E solution in the past and the memory interface for this graphic card about 384 bit. This graphic card, as with previous generation, we also increase performance per watt, getting gamers even higher frame rates. Together with PCIe 4.0 support and 18-phase power supply and new innovative cooling solution, GeForce RTX 3090 series deliver new performance records even before you overclock. The graphic card has a higher clock speed, about 1395 MHz. The number of pixels that can be run the screen every second is 189.8 pixels. The engine clock with OC mode is 1725 MHz as boost clock, and gaming mode about 1695 MHz. This graphic card which is ROG Strix start at price of $1,799. Last but not least, we choose Samsung 970 Pro NVMe M.2 SSD 1TB as a storage. The 970 Pro gives utmost performance enabled by Samsung NVMe SSD leadership. The new phone is controller in a compact M.2 2280 form factor, and the Samsung 970 Pro is optimized for speed and it delivers reads speed up to 7000 mbps, also making it 2 times faster than PCIe 3.0 SSDs and 12.7 times faster than hard drive. The Samsung 970 Pro comes in a compact M.2 2280 form factor, which can be easily plugged into desktop and laptops for maximum board design flexibility. The drive is usually require high performance thermal controller to ensure stable performance. The Samsung 970 Pro uses nickel cooling to help manage the controller heat level to deliver effective thermal controller of the NAND chip. The cache memory is Samsung 1 GB low power DDR4 SDRAM. The storage which Samsung 970 Pro NVMe M.2 SSDs 1 TB start at price of Rm 1200. So thank you.
Thank you, Lingesh. Hi everyone, my name is Rushil, and for today I'm going to talk about main power supply for my team that we have chose, which is the ROG Thor 1200P. Now, for these specifications would be Intel. The Intel specifications would be 80x 12 volts. The dimensions would be 19 by 15 by 8.6 centimeters. It has a total output power of 1200 watts, and also it has 5 different types of connectors, such as the MB, the CPU connector, the PCIe connector, the SATA connector, as well as the peripheral and floppy connector. Now the price at this is approximately 1,600 ringgit Malaysia. Now moving on, we have the CPU water block. The CPU water block has technical specifications such as one of it is RGB connected 3-pin 5-volt digital LED header, and it is enclosed with a EK quantum momentum ROG rampage, as well as a heat sink, a mounting mechanism, and a thermal grease, and also thermal pads. Now this is at a price range of $179.99 in US dollars. Moving on, we have the GPU water block. The GPU water block, we chose the AK Velocity D RGB. Now the dimensions would be 293 by 154 by 16.5 mm, and we have obviously RGB cable length of it will be 30 cm, and as well as RGB lighting, and the price at this is at 184.99 USD dollars. It comes with also precise mount universal CPU mounting mechanism, and it has a 2.5 mm Allen key. And last but not least, from me today, we have fan cooling, and for the fan cooling we chose for our CPU today would be Corsair LL140. It has a warranty for 2 years. It has a bearing. The bearing type is hydraulic. It has RGB lighting, of course, and also the operating voltage would be between 7 voltage to 13.2 voltage. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rushil. Hi, I'm Praveen here. Today we're going to talk about cables, which is the best cable that can be used, which is Cable Mode RT Series Pro Modplex Cable Kit. Benefits of using this cable is it comes with extra thick wire for a fuller, more robust look by reducing the gap between each individual wire. Each cable is also constructed to completely eliminate merged terminals on the component side, which means that only clean, untangled wires are visible for an unmatted professional look. The package includes 1x 24-pin ATX cable 600 mm, 1x 8-pin EPS cable 750 mm, and extra. The price is very affordable. Next, we are looking at the best radiator, which is EK Coolstream XC360 radiator. This radiator can be used for all standard water cooling systems. It gives extreme cooling performance. The material used are copper fins, 90% of copper tubing, which is H90, brass chambers, and aluminium housing. About the technical info, RE weight 1.02 kg, the liquid capacity is 200 ml, and pressure tested is 1 bar gram. The best thing is this radiator is an enclosed EK Cool System PE series radiator which pre-installed G104 extenders, and the price is definitely affordable. Next, I will be talking about EK Quantum Kinetic TBE 300 reservoir system. The advantage of using a reservoir system is it cools down the motherboard with liquid cooling, and it also allows steady frames per second while playing graphical intensive games. It works with electrically commuted spherical motor, 12 watt DC current supply, 23 watt of power consumptions, 3.9 meter maximum head pressure, and 1500 liter per hour of maximum flow, and 60 degrees of maximum system temperature. And this reservoir system is made up by stainless steel, which is very good, PPS GF4O, and EPDM O-rings. Okay, and it consists of aluminium oxide and hard coal, which it makes it special. Next, last for all, it has its power adapters of 4-pin Molex and 4-pin PWM fan connectors, and this reservoir system only cost of RM 910, and it is very reasonable price. Thank you.
Thank you so much everyone for listening to our presentation. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.